In this video, I'm going to show you how to create some really weird imagery. And if you follow my channel, you know I love weird imagery. And I think this tool probably creates the weirdest imagery I've created. So let's go through it. And it's a really simple tool, just hidden in plain sight. It's a filter that you probably never think of as a filter. Well, let's just remove this layer and get on with it. PC or Mac. And what it uses, selections. And selections are infinite. So you can create all kinds of selections. I'm using the rectangular marquee here, but you can then create with elliptical ones or use the freehand. And I'm just going to create some lines. And also using feather. Feather is really useful. It creates a bit of blurring in the end result, and that makes a nice thing as well. Hold down the shift, and then you can add to your selection. So you can create maybe slightly more unusual selections, not just a single line, but maybe 5 or 10 lines. And I would suggest selecting the area that's like fairly colourful, something like the ones I'm selecting, the gradient designs in this lens flare. Now this lens flare was created in Boris Optics, which is a really good application and worth checking out as well. Okay, once you've got this, the next thing to do is to copy and paste this. Want to create a new layer? So edit and copy, and then again paste. You can use shortcuts, of course. The next thing to do is I want to fill the area that's got no pixel information at all. I don't want to fill the area that's got pixels, so you need to go up to the selections and invert it. And that's weirdly tucked away in the pixel menu and down to selection and then invert. There is a shortcut, so if you want to use that, just use that. And now you've got the area that's not with pixel information. Now to use the filter that's hidden away, tucked away. So what is it? Well, let's just go to it. It's in the pixel menu. So pixel menu and down to the bottom, inpaint. And I must admit, not one that I use that often, but it's one that is very powerful and can be combined as well. And I'm going to show you later some great ways of using it even more. And you can see there, just straight away with that inpaint, it's created, and I'm just deselecting the area so you can see it a bit clearer. You can see it's created a very odd image using that layer. And of course you can then take that layer and do a similar sort of thing. You can then manipulate it with again inpaint to create even more. So I've got this layer, and you could also blend it as well with the other layer. So all kinds of combinations. So let's just go and use another filter. Another filter that's really useful as well, the deform filter, which is in the distort menu. Okay, add some pins and you can just distort this image, and you can see now you can just drag it out all in different ways. You don't have to do this step, but I think it creates some additional colourful designs, which again you can then use with the same effect that I just shown. And once you've done that, you can then of course click apply, and you can bring in the selection again, exactly the same selection. But remember when you do this, the selection is actually needs to be inverted. And quite often I do it wrong. I just go, oh, I run that, and it doesn't process in the way that I think it should. You need to take this selection, which was inverted before, you need to invert it again. So again, just go to the pixel menu and then use the selection menu again and invert that. So just go there. There you see there, invert. So now you got this area, and again you can do exactly the same. You can copy and paste. Now of course you might want to add some more to the selection, because maybe some of the areas that of course are not so interesting have been selected, some of the areas that are missed like that you can quickly add in again. And then again edit and then copy, and then of course edit and paste. So you paste it in as a layer, exactly the same as before. You need to now invert the selection again. That's always the thing, invert backwards and forwards. So again, you can see invert and then use exactly the same thing you did before, which is the inpaint. So just go down there, pixel menu and inpaint, and it will process it. Takes sometimes a few seconds, sometimes a bit slower. It's not instantaneous, but it will do it. And then you will get that. And now you've got even a weirder ones. We've got these sort of oddball, unusual 8s in the design. Near enough looks like an AI generated without being AI. There's no AI in this at all. So it's created, and again you can deselect that. You can see now you've got this weird image, which you can, of course, you've got multiple layers, you can combine them in different ways, go through all the blend modes. Some work really nice, the negate one, various ones like that. But you can see as you run through, some stand out as really good, some not so effective, depending obviously on the image as well. And of course, you've got like that one, that looks pretty cool. Subtract, use that, divide, great as well. And of course, you've got the other layer as well, which you can then blend as well. And of course, at the end, you can then merge them all into a single layer and maybe apply the same sort of approach using inpaint. Now, I'm going to use a slightly different selection. And this time, I'm going to use the elliptical selection. And you can, again, just select the areas of interest. No point really selecting the black. You can, of course. But you can see you can just add, using the shift key, add all kinds of selections. And this one's got a feather that's even bigger than the previous one. And that creates, again, more blurriness and effects like that. And again, select all the different parts of the colour. Again, this could be anything. Could be letters, could be text. Really does create interesting text effects as well because of that. But also maybe with faces, all those kinds of things. You can create some really truly distorted, unusual designs. And edit, copy and paste. Again, you've got another layer. And again, remember to do the inverted selection using the pixel menu. And now again, run exactly the same filter or tool. The hidden filter. Inpaint, just go down pixel and inpaint and it will process it. Again, might be a few seconds, might be quicker than that. And once it's done that, you'll see the end result. And of course, you could do the same steps. You could use deform, you could use other filters as well. And you can see in this case, it does take a little bit longer with the circular elliptical selections. So there it is. And now you've got all these light shows across the image. And of course, again, this can be combined with the other layers. You can repeat with the deform and so on. Maybe duplicate this layer and apply additional effects to it as well. And that is the inpaint filter. Now, of course, inpaint can be used for actual practical uses as well, because I know lots of people probably say, why? But inpaint can be used for creating truly abstract, weird and wonderful designs as well, which of course can then be used for patterns, overlays, backgrounds, and much, much more. If you've got any thoughts or questions about the inpaint feature, please let me know in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Also, please like, or dislike even. Also, subscribe to the channel. Always adding new videos about Affinity all the time.